Big thanks to Bluefin for sending this one out. Check them out and links to buy in the description. Dragon Ball, horror, kaiju, and more. Steven's Toy Reviews. Hello there, collectors. It is Steven here, and today I have a figure we have all been waiting for. And when I say we, I mean literally every single Dragon Ball Figuarts collector have been waiting for. A character who has been relevant since the end of Dragon Ball, all throughout Z, in Super, GT, all of the movies, Piccolo, the proud Namekian. Bandai finally stepped up to the plate and delivered a 2.0 of everyone's favorite Namekian. Well, I'm saying everyone's favorite because I gotta hype the figure up, don't I? Yeah, I have to. However, there are a couple of folks who seem to think that this release falls a little bit short. Well, there's only one thing that we can do. Take a look to see whether or not Piccolo here is worth adding to your collection. Spoiler alert, you may want to get two. Okay, so maybe that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but realistically speaking, I'm going to be doing something interesting here. The reason why I say you may want to get two is that, well, what is the default display for Piccolo? Is it going to be him without his mantle and turban as I'm showing you here, or is it going to be him with them on? So there is justification to get two. If that's something you want to do, I'm not advocating for that, but hey, you have your display options. Regardless of what you are looking to do, though, Bandai has you covered, and Piccolo does look pretty good. Let's go ahead and take a look at the turban and the mantle pieces right off the bat, so this way you can get a good idea at how they look, even though I would consider them personally a bit more accessories. So right away for the turban head sculpt that we're going to have, he's going to come with two face plates. Here is going to be the default stern looking one, which he also has one of those without the turban, and the overall applications here for the decals, they look fine. For both this one and the one without the turban, where he has his antenna sticking out and his big pointy ears, some folks seem to think that he's wearing lipstick that looks bad. That would be the case under macro photography. If you're just putting him on the shelf, if you're posing him around, there are no issues here with that. And the paint application for the purple on the top of the turban looks just fine. It's actually rather clean, considering that this is not going to be something that is going to be like, let's say, resin tier. Yeah, pretty solid. Now, taking a look at the mantle, there's some very minor paint application to bring out some of the depths and the valleys here. So it's not going to have some of the greens that we saw on previous Piccolo releases, but it is still going to hold those details better than what we saw on the line previously. Something of note that I really didn't see until I was taking pictures here is that the turban and mantle are two different colors of white. So you're probably thinking, good job, Bandai, you messed up, so on and so forth. Actually, it's accurate to the source material. In Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super, if you look up stills, you will find some of them where they are different colors. So yes, actually, without any sarcasm, good job, Bandai, you're really paying attention to the source material. So now with that out of the way, taking a look at Piccolo as he stands in his normal clothing, as he's going to be fighting pretty much throughout the series. This green demon, not the mushroom from Mario, is actually going to look pretty nice. He is still going to utilize some specific areas of shading, specifically in the pants, to really help out some of those details, and you can see them rather well on the shelf. The pink and red paint apps on the arm only sort of lose quality, again, under macro photography, so what you're seeing up close and super personal, you're going to see some imperfections, but realistically on the shelf, no issues there. For all of the hands, which we will be seeing more of later, the nails are actually painted very nicely. If you have a lady friend, they'll probably be jealous. Yeah, generally speaking, I do think that Bandai did a good job here in the looks department. Again, folks are complaining about lipstick. I'm just personally not seeing it. Piccolo's articulation is just fine and dandy. We get some good range of movement here, and if you're familiar with the Demon King Piccolo, then, well, we're gonna retread some common ground, which is not a bad thing, because I like the way that he moved. So what do we have? Well, head is very easy to remove, as we'll see in just a minute here. So the head plugs into the neck on a ball joint, which is good, so we can get it to rock around, and then there's a hinge there, and then that is going to swivel. When I open this Piccolo up out of the box, keep note that the hinge was positioned in a way so this way it would move side to side like that, not forward and back. So that's something to keep in mind. So this way you don't force the joint accidentally and maybe break it. Not that that's an issue for like quality control or anything, because hey, you can actually do that. So taking a look at the actual range, pretty good there. Obviously, we can twist and turn. Now, for those of you familiar with the Demon King Piccolo, the antennae were very easy to move and spin around. Here, they are going to be removable. However, they're angled such that it doesn't really seem like they're meant to swivel around. So if they can, I'm not really going to count that as a point of articulation, just because they don't really like to do that for me when inserted into the head. Come on here. There we go. Yeah, they seem to be in a fixed position, so there's that. Now, the neck here actually does plug into the body on a ball joint as well. You can see it moving around just a little bit. You can actually see it a little better if I do that. So as you can see that, it does move, which is good. Now, for the shoulders, they are going to be on butterfly hinges. Whoa, very good. Then there's going to be a ball joint where the shoulders plug into the body at that butterfly hinge, so we get great range of movement. And then there's going to be a hinge right here, so this way Piccolo can T-pose. We have a dedicated bicep swivel, which pops off with ease. You're going to see this in the accessory section that is actually going to be, whoa, what's going on there? Yeah, we'll talk about that. This is going to be important for swapping accessories, so you can see that there. So Piccolo is going to have double elbow hinges. And yeah, that likes to pop off. It's not that big of a deal because it pops right back in. And it's better to pop off than break. So there we go. Piccolo is going to have the usual swivel hinge wrists. And the hands are going to plug in on a ball joint. So those spin around as well. Piccolo is going to feature a ball jointed ab crunch. And when he crunches forward, he gets a nice range of movement. And when you couple that with a ball-jointed waist, Piccolo is going to get a fantastic range of movement. For the hips, we are going to have a double swivel combo here, so he can kick forward and back about that far. And then, for the splits, he's going to be able to kick out like that. As you can see, he is going to feature thigh swivels, which is very good, and we are going to have double hinge knees. Now, for the knees, they are going to bend at, I don't know what degree that would be, but they are a little bit limited, not super duper angular like Goku, let's say, but they still work just fine. For the ankles, they are going to be significantly improved over the 1.0. You can see that he has basically true blue ankle rockers there. Those actually work very nice compared to the original release. And then toe hinge. Very cool. So overall, Piccolo's articulation is very neat. And yeah, it's exactly what I expected. Now, Piccolo is going to come with a cape. And you've seen this. Ooh, very much so throughout the review. So there are going to be some swivel points on the side pieces here. So you can see that those move. And then there is going to be a hinge where this will plug in, as you will see, that allows Piccolo to have the cape flowing or just down on his back. So plenty of articulation options here for Piccolo as he is well engineered. Thumbs up. Let's talk about accessories for Piccolo, and he is actually going to come with quite a bit, but there are some effect parts he's missing out on. What? All right, let's talk. So Piccolo is going to come with 2 alternate head sculpts without the turban. He's going to come with 1 alternate faceplate for the turban. He's going to come with a crossed arm part. He's going to come with a severed arm part. He's going to come with 2 alternate sets of hands and 1 right hand part for the special beam cannon. Like we made mention before, he is going to come with that turban head sculpt. He's going to come with the mantle, which is going to include the chest piece and cape. And he's going to come with 2 adapter parts, so this way you can have him float with Tamashi's support arms. Now, also take note, there is going to be a piece of purple plastic which you can put in Piccolo's back when he's not using the mantle part, so this way there's nothing that is sticking out or open, and you can see inside Piccolo. Taking a look at those alternate head sculpts, Piccolo is going to come with 1 alternate head sculpt without the turban on, so this way it looks like he's going to be firing off the light grenade. You can see that he's sort of streaming. He has veins sticking out of his head. Cool. Then he's going to come with another head sculpt, which does go in line with his special beam cannon hand. He's looking clearly off to the right-hand side. You can see he's gritting his teeth. Very expressive here. For his other faceplate that is going to be for the Turban head sculpt, it's similar to the light grenade head sculpt, except for obviously it's not going to have the antennae or he's not going to have any veins. Now, the way that they did the faceplates for the Turban head sculpt is you just have to pop them out and then slide the new one in. It can be a little bit difficult, but don't be afraid to use your nail in select spots so this way you can create a little bit of a gap and then just wiggle it out and pop the new one in, no problem. Now, taking a look at the hand parts that Piccolo is going to come with, again, he is going to come with the super splayed hand parts. This will be good for when he fires off the Hellzone grenade. He is going to come with these sort of cupped hand parts, which look very, very nice if he is going to be trying to fire off the light grenade. And then, like I made mention before, he is going to come with a right hand part, so this way he can charge up and or fire the special beam cannon. Now, he is also going to come with another arm part, so this way it looks like he has a severed arm to recreate the different scenes in the anime and or the manga. Now, with this one, it's intended to be a left arm part since that is more so iconic for the original appearance of the special beam cannon. However, you can swap it with the right arm part as well. Maybe when we get first form cell, you want to recreate something there, I don't know. Or if you just want to have some fun with some monster figures that you have. Maybe Piccolo's going to be a snack for them. Now, taking a look at the crossed arm parts, they look just fine and dandy, and the quality is very good. At this point, you should be pretty familiar with how to swap out those arm parts, but we are going to show a nice collective video here for how to swap everything out with the mantle pieces, so hang tight for that. Now, here is going to be how to swap everything out for the mantle parts, because we pretty much took a look at everything. Now, if you take a look at the back there, that's where the cape is going to plug in. There are two small holes. Now, you are going to get the two different stage adapter parts. One of them is going to be for when Piccolo's cape is resting against his back, in case you need more support, because that cape does add some weight and he likes to fall backwards. The other one is going to be for when you want Piccolo's cape to sort of float in the wind up and behind him. And you don't want to get these confused, because if you get them confused and you want his cape to drop behind him, when you have the longer part in, something's going to pop off. So just be careful there and use the parts correctly. The bigger one is for when the cape is flowing behind him. And once you get used to swapping parts, honestly, it's very easy. Piccolo is very user-friendly, I may say, compared to some of the other releases where we have the different parts to swap out the arms, the mantles, so on and so forth. Piccolo is just easy to use. So generally speaking, Piccolo pretty much comes with everything that you're going to need except for effect parts, specifically the light grenade and the iconic special beam cannon. Now, we may get some more releases coming down the pipeline, which may include them. Maybe we'll see a Dende release or another Gohan or a Masenko effect set where we're going to go ahead and get some, who knows, maybe effect parts for both Kid Gohan and Piccolo. Don't know, but hey, I wish we could have gotten even a DX release for about $90 here. I think that would have made me very, very happy. But at the end of the day, we get plenty of display options for Piccolo. And of course, there are some third-party effect sets on the market and some other effect parts by Tamashii Nations, and you can check out the video on the top right-hand corner of your screen to help you make those purchases. Now let's go ahead and move on over to a size comparison so you can see how big Piccolo is. And one of the critiques is that Piccolo should be a bit bigger. Quite frankly, I think he looks fine. He sort of changes in size a little bit throughout the history of the series just because of how he's going to be drawn. And yeah, I'm fine with how big he is on the shelf. And of course, we are going to have to do a side-by-side comparison with the Demon King himself. I don't have my OG Piccolo anymore, so I can't show you that side-by-side comparison. A lot of folks were thinking that the Demon King and this one were going to have reused parts. Not true. However, you can see where they took engineering beats from the Demon King for the new Piccolo, and yeah, they saved themselves a lot of time in the engineering, because hey, just got to shrink stuff down and yeah, do it again. So it works. So buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. Aside from the effect parts not being here, maybe we'll get them later. And I guess maybe the size, he could be a little bit bigger. I think Piccolo is a rock solid winner. We wanted a 2.0, and I don't think Bandai could have delivered any differently. I guess your mileage may vary. Maybe you wanted another joint here, better range there, maybe a different paint application here or there, but that's realistically speaking going to be up to you. I don't quite know what else Bandai could have done to make this $60 or so package a better deal. Again, if we would have gotten a DX set of some sort for a little bit more money, hey, you know, maybe there are some folks who would have bought that. But yeah, if you want a 2.0 Piccolo, congratulations, Bandai delivered, and more, you may end up buying two. Well, collectors, that brings us to the end of the video today, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for watching. Now, you've heard a lot from me. I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Drop in the comments down below whether or not you liked it, you hated it, or maybe you were somewhere in between. I also want to take an extra second here for a nice, humongous thank you to all the patrons for SDR over the last month who have really helped the channel grow into what it can be today. So to all of you, 2 big thumbs up. Thank you very much. And now the end card should be popping up, which will give you a few clickable links, like maybe to subscribe or head on over to my Patreon, or some short URLs like to my social media or to my Teespring store. There's also a video I hand selected for you, so if you want to watch another STR video, I hand selected some good content for you to watch, so definitely check out that video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.